have all felt it, that unrelenting pull of attachment, a silent chain that binds us to someone, holding us back from freedom. It clutches our hearts and clouds our minds. But we are not here to mourn the chains, we are here to break them. Today, we will uncover the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, and with their guidance, we will learn the art of emotional detachment. For what is a chain if not the illusion of permanence? And what are we if not the masters of our own minds? Rule 1. Remember the impermanence of all things. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Marcus Aurelius. We begin with the first lesson. All things are fleeting. The person you cling to, the emotions that overwhelm you, even the memory of them, they will all fade like a footprint in the sand, washed away by time's eternal tide. To emotionally detach, we must stare impermanence in the face and accept it as the natural order of things. Imagine yourself as a traveler, passing through a marketplace. Would you weep for the merchant you spoke to briefly? Would you despair for the trinket you left behind? No, because you understand it was never yours to keep. People are not possessions. Love is not ownership. When we accept that relationships like life are borrowed and never owned, we release the tight grip of attachment. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself of the transient nature of life, not to despair, but to sharpen his focus on what truly matters. We, too, must do the same. By meditating on impermanence daily, we learn to appreciate the beauty of connection without clinging to it. Rule 2. Focus on what you can control. Some things are up to us, and some things are not. Epictetus. Here lies the heart of Stoicism, the dichotomy of control. Most of our suffering arises when we try to control the uncontrollable, other people's actions, emotions, and decisions. But we are not gods. We cannot shape the minds of others, nor should we try. Picture this. You pour your energy into someone who has chosen to walk away. Their decision is beyond you, yet in clinging to that which you cannot control, you only magnify your pain. Epictetus teaches us to turn inward. Focus on what is truly yours. Your thoughts, your actions, your reactions. We are not weak for letting go. We are powerful for taking back what was always ours, our peace. Emotional detachment does not mean apathy, it means clarity. It means choosing to walk the path of serenity over the chaos of futile longing. Rule 3. Practice negative visualization. He robs present ills of their power who has perceived their coming beforehand. Seneca. Detachment requires fortitude, and fortitude is built through preparation. Enter the practice of negative visualization, a cornerstone of Stoic resilience. Imagine, in vivid detail, the absence of the person you hold dear. Not to invite sadness, but to arm yourself against it. Seneca wrote, "Rehearse death." To say this is to rehearse freedom. While it may seem dark, imagining loss liberates us from the illusion of invincibility. The relationship you mourned, you already prepared for its end. The absence of their presence, you anticipated it long before it arrived. This practice is not an act of self-punishment, but a powerful tool for liberation. When we face our fears in the safety of our own minds, we strip them of their power. We stand unshaken when reality comes knocking. Rule 4. Reframe love as virtue, not emotion. Love your neighbor as yourself. Marcus Aurelius. In detachment, many mistake Stoicism for coldness, but love, to the Stoic, is not extinguished, it is elevated. Emotional attachment often stems from selfishness. I need this person. They complete me. But a Stoic redefines love as a virtue, rooted in goodwill, kindness, and respect, not dependency. To detach emotionally is not to stop loving, but to love more purely. Love them not for what they give you, but for who they are, independent of you. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that we are all citizens of a larger world, interconnected yet distinct. To love someone truly is to wish them well, even in their absence. Ask yourself, is my love selfless or does it demand a return? Reframing your love through this lens will not only help you let go of unhealthy attachment, but will also allow you to embrace love in its most profound form. Rule 5. Embrace solitude and self-sufficiency. A man is happy when he has ceased to care for external things. Seneca. Finally, we arrive at the essence of detachment, self-sufficiency. Emotional attachment often arises from a fear of solitude, a belief that we are incomplete on our own. But we are not hollow vessels waiting to be filled by another. We are whole as we are. Seneca wrote extensively on the joy of solitude. To be content in one's own company is to discover the truest form of freedom. The Stoic does not isolate themselves out of bitterness, but embraces solitude as a means of reflection and growth. Take this time to cultivate your virtues, your passions, your inner strength. Build a fortress within yourself, so resilient that no storm, no departure, no loss can tear it down. When you are whole, attachment loses its grip. You do not need others to complete you. You are already complete. The final lesson: freedom through discipline. It is not external things that trouble you, but your judgments about them. Marcus Aurelius. Detachment is not the absence of feeling, but the mastery of it. It is not apathy, but liberation. The chains that bind us to others are forged in the fires of our own minds, our desires, fears, and expectations. But we hold the key to those chains. Together, as we walk this path, let us remember that detachment is not a rejection of life, but an embrace of its truths. By remembering impermanence, focusing on what we control, preparing for loss, reframing love, and embracing solitude, we free ourselves from the tyranny of destructive emotions. In the end, the goal is not to feel less, but to feel rightly. To love without clinging, to care without craving, to live without fearing. And when we achieve this, we find not only detachment, but something far greater: peace. So let us rise, not as the chained, but as the unshackled. Together, we step into the light of Stoic wisdom, leaving the weight of attachment behind. Freedom is not a gift, it is a discipline, and we, the seekers of fortitude, are ready to claim it. What are your views on this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I will personally read all of your comments. And if you seriously want to level up in life, don't forget to show some love by hitting the like and subscribe button. Stay strong, until next time.